So earlier this week, as everybody knows, Donald Trump called into Dan Bongino's podcast and suggested that Republicans, quote, take over elections in 15 areas of the country. Now, he didn't specifically specify what those 15 areas were, but it's pretty much understood that he's talking about 15 blue states. He wants Republicans to take over those elections. So Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson was asked a day or two later by reporters like, hey, President just suggested, illegally, that Republicans take over elections, that we nationalize elections. And I hate that they use that word because that's not actually what he said. He said only do it in these 15 Democratic areas. He didn't say nationalize all elections, right? He said take over the Democrat ones so that Republicans can control everything. So if you're going to ask a question, reporters, please get it right. Don't try to soften it. Don't try to sanitize it to make Mike Johnson look less extreme when he gives you this answer. Johnson responded, defending Trump and going even further by saying, I think we should. Here's what Johnson said. What you're hearing from the president is his frustration about the lack of some of the blue states, frankly, of enforcing these things and making sure that they are free and fair elections. We had 3 House Republican candidates who were ahead on Election Day in the last election cycle, and every time a new tranche of ballots came in, they just magically whittled away until their leads were lost, and no series of ballots that were counted after Election Day were our candidates ahead on any of those counts. It just looks on its face to be fraudulent. Can I prove that? No, because it happened so far upstream. We need more confidence in the American people in the election systems. It is essential. And everybody, no matter what party you're in, should agree with that. Now, a couple things I really love about his statement. Like, let's start with the end. I mean, everybody should agree that we need safe and fair elections. Sure, nobody's disagreeing with that. But you're presenting that as if that is something that is up for debate and making it seem like you are on the right side of the debate that doesn't exist. That's why people do things like that. Like, everybody should be able to agree with that. Everybody does agree. You're pretending that they don't so that you can create essentially this straw man that there are people that don't agree with having free and fair elections. You're an a-hole and a lapdog for Donald Trump. Not even a good lapdog. Like my dogs. They're big, 70, 80 pounds, but they still think they can get on your lap and then they end up crushing you. That's not the kind of lapdog you are. You're one of those prissy little poodles. Like a miniature toy poodle. That's what you are, Mike Johnson. You're not even a good, fierce-looking dog. You're a pansy, basically. No offense to poodles or poodle owners. But also, my favorite part of it, can I prove that? No, because it happened so far upstream. You're making all of these outrageous claims, no evidence whatsoever to back any of it up, and then you're like, but can I prove it? No, I can't. Because it was so far involved. So you're telling me Democrats in those Democrat cities, in those Democrat states, we are so effing talented at rigging elections that we can't leave a single shred of evidence anywhere, no witnesses, nobody's talking, nobody's leaking anything. We're that good at it, yet also at the same time so bad at it that we lost all the branches of government? Huh? You mean to tell me we're so smart at rigging elections, but also so dumb at rigging elections that we didn't bother to rig it to where we'd have majorities? How about you explain that, Mike Johnson? I'm not even going to ask you for evidence. I'm going to ask you, how do you square those two things? We're so good at rigging elections, just not competent enough to rig them enough to where we actually have majorities. So, House Speaker Mike Johnson, whenever you're ready, I'll await that answer from you. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.